Adedoyin is my name. I am a graduate of Pure Mathematics, University of Lagos. So I am going to be doing the tutorial for those that are going to be writing the JUPEB exam for this 2021. So this is a past paper 2020, and I'm going to be giving you the solution in this lecture video. So I'm starting with MAT001, Applied Pure Mathematics. So before you continue, make sure you get your writing material so that you can learn well from this. And I have a previous video already on my YouTube channel that I have already solved all these past papers, the one for 2019, 2018 and 2017 as well. It will be of good use for you. Kindly go to my YouTube channel, just type Presidomath on YouTube and subscribe to my YouTube channel and make use of all these videos. It will really be of help to you. Also help me share to your friends as well, others that will need this particular concept and content. Thank you very much. So let's get started. Now I have the first question says find the determinant of this matrix 2x, 1, y and 2. Given that 2x plus y equal 5 and x minus 2y is equal to negative 5. So this is what we are going to do. Actually, the total of this A question is 5 points. That's 5 marks. So after solving the question, I'm going to tell you what is important for you to write so that you will not lose any point. Do you get my point? Now, look at it. You want to find the determinant of this. Of course, it's written in x and y, but you need to know what x is and what y is. If I'm to solve this problem, I want to find the determinant of 2x, 1, y, and 2. Obviously, whenever you want to find the determinant of a 2 by 2 matrix, it's very simple. You multiply the principal diagonal minus this one, isn't it? So this will become 2x multiplied by 2 minus y times 1 will give me y. So that means I have 4x minus y. So what we have left with is just to find what x is and what y is. So you are given a simultaneous equation. The purpose of this simultaneous equation, 2x plus y is equal to 5 and x minus 2y is equal to negative 5. So the purpose of that simultaneous equation is for you to be able to get the value of x and y. So now this is what I'm going to do. This is equation 1, this is equation 2. Now I can eliminate x or I eliminate y. Either of the two is fine by me. So if I have to eliminate y, I multiply equation 1 by 2, then this one just by 1. It's still the same thing. So I have this one will give me 4x plus 2y is equal to 10. I'm multiplying everything by 2. This one I'm just multiplying by 1, it's still the same thing. So this is the new equation 1 and this is the new equation 2. So I'll solve. I'll add, that is equation 1 plus equation 2. Basically I'm using the elimination method. So equation 1 plus equation 2. How do I know I'm going to add this? The coefficient of y are the same. I have 2. The sign are different, plus and minus. So I add. If the sign are the same, I subtract. But if the sign are different, I add. So 4x plus x will give me 5x. Plus 2y minus 2y will give me 0 actually. 10 minus 5, or 10 plus minus 5 will give me 5. So I will solve x is equal to 1. So from 1, without wasting time, from equation 1, what do I have in equation 1? I have 2x plus y is equal to 5. You can use any of the equation to get the value of y, whichever one is fine. So y is equal to 5 minus 2x. So what do I have? Y is equal to 5 minus 2 times 1. That is 3. 5 minus 2 will give me 3 because x is 1. So that means the determinant will just be equal to 4 multiplied by 1 minus 3. That is 4 minus 3. 4 minus 3, the answer is 1. So the determinant of that particular matrix is actually equal to 1. Let's look at the second one. II. This II is saying that given that A and B are acute angles, and sine A is 2 over 5 and cos B is 7 over 25. So find without using calculator cos A plus B. Now, this was the first thing you need to know. Now, when they say A and B are acute angle, what that means is that they are angles that are between 0 and 90. Acute means angle, when they say acute angle, it's between 0 and 90 degrees actually. When they say obtuse angles, obtuse is between 90 and 180 degrees. So you need to take note of that. And mind you, I'm just trying to give an illustration in this example or in this question. The first quadrant, that is, it's contains 0 to 90. Second quadrant, 90 to 180. Third quadrant, 180 to 270. The fourth one, 270 to 360. So whenever you have an acute angle, you are dealing with the first quadrant. Whenever you have an obtuse angle, you are dealing with the second quadrant, and you must know the peculiarity of each quadrant. In the first quadrant, everything is positive. In the second quadrant, only sign is positive. So that's just by the way, in case you are given a question similar to this, but it's not an acute angle. So let's come back to the main question. Now I have sine A. Sine A is equal to 2 over 5, and cos B is equal to 7 over 25. So this is what we have done. You need to actually find cos A and you need to actually find sine B. So you are giving sine A, you need to find cos A. Do you understand my point? And you are giving cos B, you need to find what? Sine B. So there are two ways to solving it. Recall from the identity, of course, you know that sine square theta or sine square A plus cos square A is equal to 1. If I make cos the subject of formula, cos A will be equal to square root of 1 minus sine square A. So that means that to find cos A will be equal to square root of 1 minus sine A is 2 over 5. I have 2 over 5 raised to power 2. This will give me square root of 1 minus 4 over 25. So at the end of the day, I have square root of 21 over 25. By the time you take the LCM, I have 25 minus 4, which will give me 21. Divide what? 25. So 21 divided 25, I will still be having square root of 21 here. Square root of 25 is 5. That is for this case. Now let me do for B. The same thing, similarly from the same identity, you will see that sine B will also be equal to square root of 1 minus cos square B. That is just from the particular trig identity. Now, all these things I'm talking about, I have made a video on this trigonometry on my YouTube channel already, where I started from scratch, and it's a full lecture. So I will drop the link in my description box so that you can be able to view it and learn and practice and master this trigonometry before your main exam. Let's continue. So sine B will be equal to square root of 1 minus cos B is 7 over 25, so I have 7 over 25 all square. So it's equal to 1 minus 49 over 625. 25 square will give me 625. So this will be square root 625 minus 49. By the time you use your calculator, I think you will get 576. You will get 576 divided 625. 576 divided 625. Let me close this up. So square root of 576 will give me 24 divided 25. So that's what I'm going to have as sine B. Now, this is not the only way to solve this actually. You might decide to draw a right angle triangle. That is, you might decide to draw a right angle triangle and call this angle A. Then, since you are doing sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So, sine, that is 2, 5. So, you will need to find this. By the time you find this, you will actually get square root of 21 after using Pythagoras theorem. Hypotenuse square is equal to opposite square plus adjacent square, and by so doing, you will get cos A to be equal to square root of 21 over 5. You can practice that, or you can do that as an exercise on your own. Now, the same thing happens to this one as well. You can also draw the right angle triangle for this. This will be 7 here, then 25 here. Let's call this S. So you will need to solve for x here as well. You will get 24. By the time you use your Pythagoras theorem to solve, that is what you are going to get in these two cases. Now, now we want to find cos A plus B now without using a calculator. So now, look at what will happen. Cos A plus B. Actually, you need to remember this identity. Cos A plus B is actually cos A cos B minus sine A sine B. That is what cos A plus B is. This is what we call addition formula in trigonometry. So cos A is square root of 21 over 5 multiplied by cos B. Cos B is 7 over 25 minus sine A. Sine A is 2 over 5 multiplied by sine B. Sine B is 24 over 25. So that at the end of the day, I have 7 root 21 divided by 125 minus 48 divided by 125. So at the end of the day, the answer will give me 7 root 21 minus 48 divide 125. And that is the final answer to this particular problem. Now, let me give you an hint here. In this first problem, of course, you can use your calculator to solve this simultaneous equation. Maybe in this video, I will still show you how to use calculator to solve simultaneous equation. Now, and I think you can also use calculator to solve matrix problem as well. Leave that aside. I will show you much later, maybe in this video, or if I don't show you in this video, then it will have to be another video now. This second one as well, you can also use calculator to confirm your answer after solving. Now, you know I have solved this second problem. You can use your calculator to confirm whether this is correct or wrong. So, how do you do that? This is how to do that. Since you are given that sine A is equal to 2 over 5, find A. Cos B is equal to 7 over 25, find B. So, look at what I will do. If I want to confirm in the examination or whether what I have done is correct, this is what I'm going to do. I will find this. A is arcsine of 2 over 5. I will find B as well. B is arccos of 7 over 25. So in the all, just use your calculator. You will now do arcsine of 2 over 5. The answer is 23.578. Then B as well, arccos of 7 over 25. This one gives me 73.74. So I will now add A plus B. I will do A plus B very fast. 23.578 plus 73.74. So this one will give me 97.318. So I will now do cos of that answer, cos A plus B. That is cos 97 point this. Cos of answer, that gives me minus 0.127. So I will also calculate this on the calculator. I will do 7 root 21 minus 48 divide 125. So you will see that you will also get this. So that means what you have done is correct. Now listen, it's not by force it should be accurately correct. At least, I mean, the first three numbers should follow, or the first two numbers. Do you understand my point now? If you calculate this way and your answer is different, you have done rubbish with confidence. So you need to check your work again. Now let's come to the second one. So now this is 5 marks. So obviously this second part will be 3 marks, and I think this first part will be 2 marks. So for you to get x and y is 1 mark, and for you to get the final answer to the determinant is 1 mark. So you need to really show that. And also this one is 3 marks. The fact that you are able to get I think cos A, and you are able to get sine B, then you are able to get the final answer. So I think that's making 5 marks. Now for the second one, B question. The big question says that in a secondary school, 80 students play hockey or football. So now what we have, the number that played football is 5 more than twice the number that played hockey. If 15 students played both games and every student played at least one game, so the fact that you are giving that every student play at least one game, what does that say? So that means that there is no student that is not playing any of the game. So the universal set is 80. All the 80 students either play football or hockey. So there is no student that does not play either football or hockey. So they play both games. So that is why we have 80. That's why we have 80. So let's continue. Look at the question again. So the purpose of this question too, we'll first draw a Venn diagram to illustrate the information, and we can also denote some of all these things using letters. So the first thing is let n of h denote the number of students that play hockey. Number of students that play hockey. That's the first thing you need to do. Then, so that you will state your parameters and the notations you are going to be using. The same thing, let n of x rather, for football as well. You understand what I'm saying? So, number of students that play football, I'm just writing it in the short way so that I won't waste time writing them. Now, the universal set n of u is actually equal to 80. We can see it from there, like n of u is equal to 80 because they say at least one student or at least each of the students must play one of the games. So that is the universal set. Now, let's read the question again. The number that play football, number that play football is equal to what? 5 more. 5, what does 5 more means? 5 plus. 5 more means an addition of extra 5. 5 plus twice, 5 more than twice the number that play hockey. So if 15 students play both games, so the point is that we are not giving the number of students that play hockey. So I can say let number of students that play hockey be equal to x. So number of football will now be 5 plus 2x because plus 5 more than twice the number of students that play hockey. Now if 15 students play both games and every student play at least one game, so 15 students play both games, that is number of students that play hockey and football is 15. So it's very simple. Just draw a Venn diagram. How do I know it's 2 circles? This is the whole class. That's the whole class. This first one is for number of people that play hockey. I have already allowed it to be x. Number that play football. This is 5 plus 2x. So there's no number that will be here. And don't forget everything here, the universal set, everything is equal to 80. So now, before you, as you are filling the Venn diagram, please take note. You fill in the middle first. Assuming it's 3 circles, you fill in the middle first before you fill every other part of the Venn diagram. That is actually very important. Now, look at it. 15 students play both games. I have it here. So, this is what I will have now. Every student in this first circle must be equal to x. That is because that's the number of people that play hockey. Everything here. So if I want to get this list, I'll just do x minus 15. So this one will give me x minus 15. Because by the time you add everything together in this first circle, you will get x eventually. Now for this second one, you have 5 plus 2x minus 15. 5 plus 2x minus 15. So this one will give me 2x minus 10. So that's what I'm going to have here as well. 2x minus 10. That's what I have now. What is the next thing to do? I just solve. I will have to solve, basically the simplest way to do this, if we add everything in the Venn diagram is equal to the universal set. So I have, it implies that x minus 15 plus 15 plus 2x minus 10 is equal to 80. That's what we are going to have. Minus 15 plus 15 will give me 0, x plus 2x will give me 3x, minus 10 is equal to 80, so 3x is equal to 90. 80 plus 10 will give me 90, so x is equal to 30. So that's what I have. So after that, x is 30. I'm almost done. I'm through with what I need to get actually. So the question is the number of students that play football. So for that first question, number of students that play football is actually equal to 5 plus 2x. So that's 5 plus 2 times 30. That's 5. So number of students that play football, the answer is 65. And the second one, the number of students that play football but not hockey. That's this one. This one. Number of students that play football but not hockey. This is the answer we have here. 2x minus 10. So number of students that play football but not hockey, that is 2x minus 10. That is 2 times 30 minus 10. 2 times 30 is 60. 60 minus 10 will give me 50. So that is the answer. The third one. The third one says that the number of students that play hockey but not football. This is s minus 15. Number of students that play hockey but not football. So that's x minus 15. That's 30 minus 15, and the answer is 15. And that's all for that question. So please take note of this set theory question. They like to ask problem on sets, especially in the theoretical aspects. Let's go to the next question, C. The C says that what? Obtain the binomial expansion of s plus 3y all raised to the power of 6. Basically, there are two ways to solving this problem. X plus 3y raised to the power of 6. We have the Pascal triangle and the combinatorial factor. So if you are going to be using the Pascal triangle, you need to be able to write the Pascal triangle. So look at it. This is for raised to the power 0, raised to the power 1. This is how the Pascal triangle goes. You start from 1 and end with 1. 1 plus 2, 3. 2 plus 1, 3. 1. Start with 1. 1 plus 3, 4. 3 plus 3, 6. In case you don't know how to write the Pascal triangle, that's why I'm writing it as well as you can see it. 3 plus 1, 4. End at 1. Start at 1. 1 plus 4 is 5. 10. 4 plus 6 is 10. 6 plus 4 is 10. 5, 1. Then 1, 6, 15, 20, 15, 6, 1. So actually, I know this is true. Since I'm dealing with raised to power 6, let me show you. This is for raised to power 0, raised to power 1, raised to power 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I stop here. So this is what I'm going to use. 1, 6, 15, 20, 15, 6, 1. Actually, that is what I'm going to use. Assuming I'm giving raised to power 4, I would have used 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. Whichever the power you are giving, you draw out the Pascal triangle and you apply it accordingly. So look at what we are going to do here. X plus 3y raised to power 6. So the first thing, all these ones are called the coefficient. 1, use 1, open a bracket. The first thing in the bracket is x. You will take the power 6. Do you see what I'm doing? Then the remaining thing there is 3y plus 3y. 3y, this one will start from 0. So basically, you will be picking the coefficient from the Pascal triangle one after the other. That's what you are going to be doing. That's the first thing to do. Then the second thing is that the first thing in the bracket is x. It will take the power here 6. Then the remaining thing, that's plus 3y, we start from 0. So look at what we have now. The next number after 1 is 6. You write 6. Now this x, you know it's 6. It will be decreasing by 1. This will be decreasing by 1. This one will be increasing with 1. So this one will be raised to power 5. Then I have 3y raised to power 1. Plus the next one, 15. This one will be x raised to the power 4. You see it's decreasing. The x will be decreasing. Why this other one will be 3y will be increasing. I mean the power. 3y raised to the power 2 plus the next thing 20 x raised to the power 3, 3y raised to the power 3 plus the next one again 15 x raised to the power 2, 3y raised to the power 4 plus 6 x raised to the power 1, 3y raised to the power 5, then lastly plus 1 x raised to the power 0, 3y raised to the power 6. So when you expand this, I mean just evaluate this, find the power, find everything, and you are done with the expansion actually. When you are able to find all those things, and then you are done with the expansion. Let's continue. 5 raised to the power 6. Anything raised to the power of 0 is 1. So I have 1. 3y raised to the power of 0 is 1. So 1 times 1 is 1. Then I am left with x raised to the power 6. So I have x raised to the power 6 plus anything raised to the power 1 is 1. So 3y raised to the power 1 is 3y. 6 times 3 will give me 18. X raised to the power 5y. If I don't write raised to the power 1, when you see y, that will mean the power is 1. Then I have plus 15, 3y squared, that is 3y, multiplied by 3y, that will give you 9y squared. So 15x raised to the power 4, multiplied by 9y squared, plus 20x raised to the power 3, multiplied by 3y raised to the power 3 will give me 27y raised to the power 3, then plus this one, 15x squared, multiplied by 81y raised to the power 4, plus 6x, multiplied by 3y raised to the power 5, that's 243 y raised to the power 5, plus the next one, anything raised to the power of 0 is 1, 1 plus 1 times 1 is 1. Then you have 729y raised to the power 6. You can actually use your calculator to get all these things. So the last thing to do, you just use your calculator to multiply, and when you multiply that, what do you get? I just want to write it out. I have x raised to the power 6 plus 18x raised to the power 5y plus 15 times 9 actually. 15 times 9 will give me 135. 135 x raised to the power 4y squared plus 20 times 27 will give me 540 x raised to the power 3y raised to the power 3 plus 15 times 81. 15 times 81 will give me 1215 x raised to the power 2y raised to the power 4 plus 6 times 243 1458. 1458 x y raised to the power 5m plus 729y raised to the power 6. That is what I have actually. So, and that's all for that question. This is the binomial expansion we are told to find. Now, the second one, using the binomial expansion obtained with 1, evaluate 1.03 raised to the power 6, correct the first significant figure. So, actually, since you can see it's raised to the power 6 and what you have evaluated here is raised to the power 6, they want you to compare something. But look at what we are going to do. I'm giving 1.03 raised to the power 6. The smartest way to go about this is that write out the whole number different from the decimal, that is 1 plus 0.3 raised to the power 6 actually. So if as it is here, since I have x plus 3y, I will let x be equal to 1, and then the remaining thing, the 3y, to be equal to 0.3. So if we solve for y will be equal to 0.1 actually. So let me tell you the basic point here. You can let x to be anything, you can let y to be anything actually. But when you take x to be something and y to be something, make sure that by the time you evaluate x plus 3y, you get 1.03. If I let x to be 2 now, for example, I will need to find the corresponding y in such a way that by the time I do x plus 3y, I will get 1.03. So, but this is the best way actually because of your computation. x is 1. To evaluate the powers of 1 is very simple. Then this one, to evaluate the 0.1 powers 2 is not so difficult. So I would say let x be 1, then y is 0.1. By the time you put x to be 1 and y is 0.1 in x plus y raised to power 3, you will get 1.03. Then you'll be able to use this expansion to evaluate it. So that means 1.03 raised to power 6, which is x plus 3y raised to power 6. So what does that mean? X is 1, y is 0.3. I've already showed you So now this is x. Anywhere you see x, put 1. Anywhere you see y, put 0.1. So this is 1. 1 raised to power 6 is 1. 1 raised to power anything is 1. So I won't be writing 1 raised to power 6. This is 1 plus 18 times 1 is 18 multiplied by y is 0.1 plus 135 0.1 squared. Actually, because of x raised to power 4, 1 raised to power 4 is 1. Everything is 1. So plus 540 0.1 raised to power 3 plus 1215. This is supposed to be 1215 plus 1215 0.1 raised to power 4 plus 1458 0.1 raised to power 5 plus 729 0.1 raised to power 6. So eventually this will become 1. 1 times 0.1 is 1.8. It's very simple. You just need to shift the decimal. Since it's 0.1 once. This one is 0.1 squared. Shift the decimal 2 times. 1, 2. So this will be 1.35. So you can use your calculator anyway, so you will still have the same answer. This one shift the decimal 3 times, you get 0.54. Basically, just use your calculator if you can't understand what I'm saying. Then 1215, let me just show you in this example. 0.1 raised to power 4. Shift the decimal 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that means I have plus 0.1215. Plus now, this one shift the decimal 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 0.01458. Then 0.000729. So, and you will just evaluate this particular answer. By the time you evaluate this answer, what is the answer? 4.827, 4.826089. 4.8260809. But don't forget the condition that says that you should put your answer to 4 significant figures. So this is the first significant figure, second one, third one, fourth one. So this one will round down to 1. So the answer will now be 4.827. 4 significant figures. 4 significant figures actually. So that is the answer. So this is the second problem. Of course, this is also 15 points, and you have to choose one. So you see, the first part is talking about complex number. The second one is talking about polynomials. The third one is talking about the length of conic section generally. Now look at the first one, 2a. You are told to express this in the form of a plus ib or a plus bi. Now, this is very simple. This is what I am going to do. This is simple. Look at what I'm going to do here. I can just expand directly, or since the power is just 2, expand directly. That's the best thing to do. So you have 2 plus 3 I all squared. That is what you have. Now, this is equal to, you will expand, this is 2 plus 3i multiplying 2 plus 3i actually. So what will happen next? What will happen next is that this will be equal to, then 2 we multiply 2 plus 3i. Then of course you know how to do it, just normal expansion. Everything in the first bracket we multiply everything in the second bracket. 2, this is 2. That's why I put 2 out, multiplying everything here, plus plus 3i, this is plus 3i multiplying 2 plus 3i. So let's see what the answer will be. This will actually be equal to 4 plus 6i plus 6i plus 9i squared. 6i plus 6i will give me 12i. Don't forget I squared is equal to negative 1. That means some will be minus 9. So 4 minus 9 will give me minus 5. Minus 5 plus 12i actually. So now with what we are told to do, so my A is minus 5 and my B is 12. So A is negative 5 and B is 12 actually. So I have written in this form they want me to write in. So now I'm told to evaluate 2b minus 3a divide 4ab. So that means I have 2b minus 3a divide 4ab. So that will be 2, b is 12 minus 3 multiplied by negative 5 divided by 4 multiplied by minus 5, then b is 24 plus 15 divided by 240 minus 240. 4 times 5 will give me 20, 20 times 12 will give me 240, then the minus there is still there. So this will give me 39 divided by minus 240. By the time you divide by 3, this is minus 13 over 80. So that is the answer to that question. Let's go to II. I says that given that a complex number z is equal to 2 plus I, express 1 plus z on an Argand diagram. So this is very simple. I'm told that z is actually equal to 2 plus I. Then they want me to write what I plus z will be. 1 plus z, this is 1 plus z itself is 2 plus I. So this one will give me 3 plus I eventually. So you draw this on the Argand diagram. The real part is the x-axis, while the imaginary part is the y-axis actually. So you have this. This is the x-axis and this is the y-axis. And maybe you can write real part here. Why this is imaginary part. Imaginary part. So this is the origin 0. Let's say this is 1, 2, 3, then this is 1. So this is where 1 plus z is. This is what they want me to draw on the Argand diagram. So if I am going to also draw z would have been here, z would have been in this point, because it's 2 plus I. You get my point. So this is 3 plus I. So that is what we have for this particular problem, and that's all. Now the second part being, if x plus 1 is a factor of the polynomial p of x, s cubed plus kn squared plus x plus 6. The first thing is to compute the value of k. Now look at it. Since s plus 1 is a factor, we are going to be using remainder theorem. So how do we do that? You first do this, you push this factor, s plus 1, equate it to 0, and find x. So that means x is equal to negative 1. So since you have equated it to 0, and x is negative 1, put that negative 1 in p of x. The answer you must get must be 0 because it's a factor. Because the x plus 1 is a factor, so that is the peculiarity of a factor. So we have a p of minus 1. You know, p of x is x raised to power 3 plus kn squared plus x plus 6. So p of minus 1 will be minus 1 raised to power 3 plus k minus 1 squared plus minus 1 plus 6. So this will be equal to minus 1 plus k minus 1 plus 6. Everything actually must give you 0 because x plus 1 is a factor. So this will give me k plus 4 is equal to 0. Minus 1 will give me minus 2. Minus 2 plus 6 will give me 4. So by the time I solve this, k will be equal to minus 4. So k is equal to minus 4. That is what I have. So I have gotten the value of k down. The next thing to do, the next question says that we should now factorize p of x completely. Since I know one of the factor, I will use the long division method to find the remaining factor. So I'll put x plus 1 here. Then I will use the long division method. I'll put x cubed plus kx squared plus x plus 6. So this is how you go about it. The first thing in the bracket, x cubed, divide the first thing outside the bracket, x. X cubed divide x, the answer is x squared. Actually, so I'll write x squared on top. X squared multiplied by x will give me x cubed. S times s squared times 1 will give me s squared. Then you subtract. Of course, I've gotten k, so I don't need to be writing plus ks again. I need to write minus 4. So s cubed minus s cubed will give me 0. Minus 4s squared minus c plus times minus will give me minus. Minus 4s squared minus s squared will give me minus 5s squared. Then plus x plus 6. Then this minus 5s squared as well, minus 5s squared divided by c. The point is that take the first thing here, s cubed, divided by the first thing outside the division. S cubed divided by x, you have s squared. Right? So after that, you go to the next one, minus 5s squared. That's the first thing now. After subtracting, minus 5s squared divided by the first thing outside, x. The answer will be minus 5x. So you write minus 5x on top here, minus 5x. So after writing that, minus 5x times x, it will give me minus 5x squared. Minus 5x times 1 is still minus 5x. You subtract again. By the time you subtract, minus 5x squared, maybe I should put this in brackets. Minus times minus will give me plus. Minus 5x squared plus 5x squared will give me 0. Minus times minus will give me plus. S plus 5x will actually give me 6x. That is the next thing I'm supposed to write below. Then plus 6. Again, you take the first thing. Maybe I should write this way so that I know it's continuation here. 6s is the next one. First thing under this long division, then first thing outside divided by x. The answer is 6, so that is plus 6. 6s times x, 6 times s will give me 6s. Plus 6 times 1 will give me 6. By the time you subtract, you have 0. 6s minus 6s is 0. 6 minus 6 will give me 0 as well. So that means I'm done now. What will be p of x? P of x will then become P of x will then become P of x will then become will be equal to, I will take the factor x plus 1. That is what I used to divide, multiply by the one that is above. Multiply by x squared minus 5x plus 6. That is the next thing I'm going to have there. So now I will just need to factorize x squared minus 5x plus 6. This will become x plus 1. Then this one will become x minus 2, x minus 3. Actually, so if you don't know how to factorize a quadratic expression, just take this one and this. You have 6x squared. What do you multiply together that will give you 6? And when you add it, you have minus 5. Obviously, it is minus 3 times minus 2. Minus 3 multiplied by minus 2 will give me 6. And minus 3 minus 2 will give me minus 5. So just put x there. So minus 3x multiplied by minus 2x. It will give me 6x squared. Minus 3x minus 2x will give me minus 5x actually. So I will just put, instead of writing minus 5x, I will write this. I will have x squared minus 3x minus 2x plus 6. Then I factorize. I'll bring these two together and this other one as well. X is common here. In the first one I underline, I have x minus 3. Minus 2 is common in the other one. I have x minus 3 as well. So if you factorize x here, you will be left with x minus 3. If you factorize minus 3 here, you will be left with x minus 3. The one in the bracket are now the same, just bring out x minus 3, then the other one x minus 2. So that's how I got x minus 3, x minus 2 for this for that particular case. So basically, that is all they want me to do in II. I should factorize completely, and this is the factors. As me, I am told to find the zeros or to solve it. Then x will be equal to minus 1, 2, and 3. Just equate all this to 0. That's how to get this answer. Now let's come to the third question. You are told to find the length. Calculate the length of tangents to the circle x squared plus y squared plus 6x minus 4y plus 12 is equal to 0 from an external point 3, 5. Now we want to calculate the length of tangents. Length of tangents is actually equal to square root. Length of tangents is very simple. It's actually equal to square root of x1 squared plus y1 squared plus 2gx1 plus 2fy1 plus c. Basically. Now this I have written for you. It's actually, if you remember the equation of a circle very well, conic section, x squared plus y squared plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c equals 0. Then you will be able to remember the length of that and just put it under the square root. So instead of writing x, you write x1. Instead of writing y, you write y1 actually. So again, if you can actually, for this previous question, if you can actually solve this and you have a calculator, there's a way you can use calculator to solve the quadratic equation. And by the time when you get the value, you are able to swap. If you use calculator to solve this, the answer you are going to get will be 2 and 3. So you just need to bring this. You will say x equal 2, then at the same time x equal 3. So you need to bring the 2 in so that you have x minus 2. Bring the 3 in as well, you have x minus 3. So you bring it here. And that's all. Now, but let's come to this question now. What is x1 and y1? This 3, 5 is, so they say at point 3, 5. So that means that x1 is 3, y1 is 5. Now, the equation of the circle you are given is x squared plus y squared plus 6x minus 4y plus 12 is equal to 0. You need 2g. Of course, the coefficient of x is 2g. So 2g is equal to 6. The coefficient of y is f. 2f is equal to minus 4. Y the constant is actually equal to 12. So you like to find the length. So length will just be equal to square root of 3 squared plus 5 squared plus 2g is 6. I have already shown you. Multiply by 3. 2f is minus 4. Multiply by 5 plus c, that's plus 12. So this one will give you square root of 9 plus 25 plus 18 minus 20 plus 12. So at the end of the day, this one will give me 44, square root of 44. So the length of tangents in that question, square root of 44, then this one will be 2 root 11. And that's what I'm going to have as the answer. And that's all for the first part of MAT001. Stay tuned for the second part, MAT002, which is the calculus. Thank you very much, and please remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel.